Hello everyone, I am Chase of Rocky Mountain ATVMC giving you a closer look at the new Atojo SR boot from Sidi. Alright everyone, thanks for checking in. So today we're giving you a closer look at the all-new Atojo SR boot from Sidi. This is a brand new boot from these guys for 2020. Cool little background story behind this. It's a lot of time in the making. And the name Atojo, and yes, I'm pronouncing that correctly, actually comes from the initials of the riders that helped design and develop this boot. So you've got Antonio Cairoli, Jorge Prado, Alessandro Lupino, three of the top riders over in the MXGPs. They helped design this, so they took their initials, and that's how you get the name Atojo. And with this boot, a couple of the big things that they wanted to accomplish was one, the weight. They wanted to lighten it up from the Crossfire 3. And just know that the Crossfire 3, even the Crossfire 2, those are not going anywhere. Those are still around. I'll explain where this boot fits in their lineup, and I'll also kind of help you decide if this or the Crossfire 3 or even the 2 might be the better option for you. We'll talk about that. But with the Atojo, here's what they wanted to do. One, they wanted to lighten the boot up, and they did a good job doing that. I weigh, a Crossfire 3 and an Atojo, both in a size 9.5, and the Atojo is about 8 ounces lighter per boot. That's a lot of weight. That's a full pound per set. And yes, you can feel that difference. When you put one of these on, you have a Crossfire 3 on at the same time, I can feel that weight difference. And anytime that you can make a boot lighter while still maintaining great protection and good support for the ankle, you're gonna have a winner in my book. So they want to lighten it up. They also want to slim it down to make it more low profile on the inside to have better contact with the bike. So when you're squeezing, you can really feel what's going on. So slimmer profile on the inside. And lastly, they just want to simplify the boot overall. I know with the Crossfire 3, it's a pretty unique looking boot. There's a lot of replaceable parts on that. For some riders, it might be a little bit overkill. They're not too worried about replacing, say, the shin plate and some other parts that are on that. And that's where the Atojo comes in. So we're going to go through, we'll talk about all the features, everything that you're getting, and again, I'll kind of help you steer you in the right direction as far as which one might be the better option. As far as price point goes, that's something that I was kind of surprised with. This actually comes in about $525. The Crossfire 3 actually goes up about $50, so it's not going to be the most expensive boot in their lineup, which I think is really nice considering that it is the latest and greatest from these guys. Now, as far as fit goes, this is important. With the Atojo, I think it fits true to size. It's a very comfortable boot. However, for me, I wear a size 9 in all other boots. In the Atojo or in Sidi boots in general, they don't have a size 9. They have an 8.5 and they have a 9.5. And you're gonna see that for some other sizes in their lineup. For me, I'm on the small end of a size 9, so I go down to an 8.5. If you're on the larger end of a size 9, then I'd say go up to a 9.5, and that's gonna go for the other sizes where you're gonna see those half sizes in the lineup. But you gotta remember, that's why we have our fit guarantee. If you buy the Atojo or any other boot that we sell, if you are not happy with how it fits, you can send it back in brand new, unused condition. We'll give you free shipping both ways on your first exchange for the same boot or a completely different one, just to make sure you get the size and the fit that you are looking for. But when I put these on, and again, I put these on, I've spent a lot of time riding in the Crossfire 3. The Crossfire 3 to me is a really narrow boot. It's probably one of the more narrow boots that is on the market. And personally, it hurt my foot. It was too narrow. I don't have a really wide foot. I don't have a narrow foot. I'm kind of right in the middle. Crossfire 3 was just a little bit too narrow for me. With the Atojo, they did widen up the toe box just a little bit. For me, it's a nice change because with these, I've put these on. I feel like I could wear this boot all day without having to worry about my foot being squished. With the Crossfire 3, I couldn't do that. I'd have to take it off between riding to kind of let my foot breathe a little bit. So the fit is going to be a little bit wider, which I like. Also, with the flexibility, this is one thing that I think they did well with this. You've got pretty good flex with the Atojo right out of the box. It's still going to be stiff. That goes for any boot that you're going to buy, especially in the premium category. But it's got more flex than a lot of other boots that are out there. If you were to compare this, I'd say this and the Fox Instinct, probably two of the more flexible boots right out of the box. So I like that this boot offers great support, but it's definitely not going to take a really long time for this to break in. So if that's something that you're concerned about, not something that I would worry too much about when it comes to the Atojo. Now, just looking at the Atojo, like I mentioned, it is much more simplified. You'll notice that with the shin plate even, like the Crossfire 3 or the Crossfire 2, you had that big replaceable shin plate and some other pieces that are replaceable on those that are not going to be with the Atojo. That's how they help simplify this, make it more low profile, also bring that weight down as well. Now, here's what I would say. Between this and the Crossfire 3 or 2, if you're looking for the utmost protection that a boot can offer, The Crossfire 3 or 2 is going to offer a little bit more impact protection because you do have more hard plastic surrounding the shin plate and the calf area. So that's one thing to consider. Also, we talked about the fit. If you like a more narrow boot, Crossfire 3, Crossfire 2 might be a little bit better option. But looking at it here, you can notice same base material that you get. You're going to have what they call as their Techno Micro, which is a synthetic leather. And Techno Micro is actually proprietary to Sidi. That's that base material that you can see right here in the front. I'll show you here on the back as well. But what's great about Techno Micro is that one, it's lighter than leather, so it keeps the boot lightweight, but also the durability factor. They say it's going to last longer than just actual leather because it's not going to dry out, it's not going to crack like leather can tend to do. So you get Techno Micro over the entire toe box, wrapping around the side. On the medial side as well, you've got hard plastic over the entire thing, so great impact protection there. You'll notice that you still have this medial insert right here on the inside, so that offers great protection. That's going to be replaceable like with the Crossfire 3 or the 2, but I do want to point out, you can notice just looking at it, the overall profile of the Atojo is slimmer, and that's what I like. If you like to have your contact patch as close to the bike as possible, you like a lot of feel, the Atojo is going to do a really good job with that. So they did a great job of slimming up the entire boot. So that's going to be replaceable right here. Also, if you look at the buckles, same buckle design as the Crossfire 3 or 2. However, instead of having 4 buckles, which you have on those, you have 3 on the Atojo. It's a really good buckle design to show you. Very easy to operate. I think that these buckles, I would say these and the Garnet, the SG12 buckles, are 2 of the best buckles on the market. And the way they work is really simple. You just take your strap, you slide it in there, and then it snaps down. And one thing I do like about these buckles, they are replaceable, is that even when these are dirty, they got a lot of junk in there, they're still easy to use. They don't really get stuck, which I do like. Now, as far as the straps go, here's another feature that you're going to see on Sidi that you're not going to see on other boots, is that these straps actually kind of lock into place. So when you want to adjust these, you notice that you have these little tabs right here over the top. So when you want to adjust these straps, you actually are just going to pop that up just like that, and that will allow you to adjust the length of the strap. And then once you have it to the length that you want, you're just going to snap those back into place. Do it real quick. And the reason that I like that is sometimes what will happen is you'll get the strap that you want and the length, but then when you go to cinch the boot down, it kind of pulls the strap out a little bit. So those will prevent that from happening. Now with the 3-strap design, I'm actually a fan of that because you'll notice, I'll open these up, that up here at the top, you have this really big Velcro patch. And what can happen in my experience is that when you have a buckle or a strap that goes across Velcro, what'll happen is you'll get the Velcro in place and then you go to cinch down that strap and it kind of binds up that Velcro. So I am completely okay with not having that extra strap up at the top. So when I open this though, you can see your gator is going to come up to that top buckle there. And on the inside, you actually have a couple different materials. So at the bottom where your foot's going to be contacting, you have what's called Cambrel, which is moisture wicking, antimicrobial, does a great job of drying out. And then up at the top here, you're gonna have a jersey material, which has got Teflon in it, which does a great job also, again, of wicking, antimicrobial, it's gonna dry out well. You know, when it comes to washing these things, use the pressure wash if you want to. You don't need to get super close to the boot, but what I do like about these is that they clean up really well. So, here's your straps. Now let's just talk about the protection aspect. So you can see a completely new redesign as far as the pivot system goes on these from the Crossfire 3 or the Crossfire 2. And what I like here though is that the pivot system, both on the lateral and the medial side, you actually have 2 pivot points. These are meant to work together to give really good support both laterally for the ankle as well as hyperextension, hyperflexion, and they work in conjunction. So you've got 2 pivot points again. And what's nice too is that this one here on the outside sits below the ankle. And then this one here is going to sit above the ankle. And the reason that they did that is just to help that sit a little bit lower and help keep the boot just a little bit more low profile. And you notice here on the inside, you can see it's going to sit below the ankle. Again, that's how they make that nice and streamlined on the inside. So like I said, it's got really good flex right out of the box. But here's what's cool. They actually have 3 different features on here that are built to help when it comes to support for hyperextension, hyperflexion. So the first one you notice with the pivot system right here is that if this boot hyperextends enough, this is going to come back and you actually have this little point here where that's going to contact on that hinge. That's going to help limit your hyperextension. You'll also notice too that on the back of the boot, you have this little shelf right here, so this ankle piece wraps around. This is also replaceable, by the way. So if you did need to, you can actually pop these little inserts out and you can put a new piece on there if you had to. But you notice that you have this little shelf right here, so as that flexes, that will contact, and that'll also help limit the range of hyperextension. And then also in the front, this is new with the Atojo, and I like this feature. You notice that you have this insert right here in the front. So this insert, it's removable, by the way, so if you don't want it in there, you can take it out. I'll explain why you might want to do that in just a moment. But what this will do is help with hyperextension as well as hyperflexion. The way it works is really simple. It just bolts in right here up at the top, and you notice that when I start to flex this boot forward, you'll hit this little piece right here between the two straps. That's just going to help, again, limit that hyperflexion, and then when it comes to hyperextension, as that comes back, you see it catches on this little lip here, and that'll help limit that range of hyperextension as well. So there's a lot of great safety features that are built into that. Like I said, this insert is replaceable. Now, if you're asking, well, why would you want to take that out? If you're doing, say, more slower technical riding and you want to get as much flexibility as possible, then yeah, you could take that out. But what I would recommend, maybe take one out on one boot, leave it in on the other, go ride with both of them, and see if you can even notice a difference and see which one you would prefer. But overall, it is replaceable. Again, you can take it out, super easy to do. So I like that they're offering a little bit extra support here in the front as well. Now, if we talk about the sole, again, this is another feature that Sidi is known for. I'm glad that they kept this aspect from the Crossfire 2 or the Crossfire 3. So SR stands for sole replacement. This is really the only boot that is designed to make it easy to replace your sole right from your own home. So when it comes to sole replacement, if you're hard on soles, this is what's great. You'll notice that you have this insert right here, and you've actually got these screws that are holding that sole in place. So when it comes time to replace this sole, if you wear through it, you just buy a replacement sole. We have them on our website. You unscrew this sole, you pop it out, you put the new one back on there, screw it in, you're good to go. You've just replaced your sole. So it's something that you can do easily right from your own home, which is really nice. And also too, you'll notice that, you know, with the previous Crossfire 2, the entire sole was replaceable. You had a lot of screws going around the entire perimeter of it. But with these and even the Crossfire 3, they actually changed that up to where just this insert right here is replaceable, which I'm totally okay with. You know, as far as the heel and the toe goes, that's not necessarily where you're going to wear out the boot the fastest. Most riders are going to wear out right here underneath the arch or maybe a little bit forward on the balls of their feet. That's where the sole is going to wear out, so that's what they made replaceable, which is nice. You also notice too, that down here on the bottom, you have these two little holes. So those are actually vents. So if you're doing some off-road riding, riding in the rain, and this thing gets filled up with water, they just want to have a way for that to drain out. So you do have these little vent holes that are down here on the bottom. Again, like I mentioned, this little insert right here, this is nylon. Again, that's replaceable. That even is a little bit more low profile than with the Crossfire 3 or the 2. Again, they want to give you as much contact, get you as close to the bike as possible, so you have a lot of good feel. With the heel cup, last thing I'll mention right here, when you put these on, one aspect that I like about the Atojo is your ankle fits nice and snug. It feels very secure when you put these on. I don't feel like my heel or my ankle's floating around, so I like the fit overall there. And they do have this reinforced heel cup. You have some padding in there just to help with shock. Now the last thing we will point out is here on the medial side, again, they wanted to make this low profile, get good contact to the bike, which I think they did a great job with. So up here on the top, you have this rubber insert which is stitched on, and then you have these raised portions right here, and this rubber material actually feels very grippy. I think it's going to do a great job of gripping the bike. And then even right here on this ankle piece, that pivot system, you've actually got 3 of these inserts right here that are put in there. Again, rubberized material, very grippy. So overall, great contact, great feel with the bike. And that is it. That is the new Atojo SR boot from Sidi. Again, you're simplified. You're a lot more lightweight, 8 ounces per boot in a size 9.5. And overall, you're gonna have better contact with the bike because they're able to slim that inside up and make that more low profile. So if those things are important to you, the Atojo is gonna be a great choice. But remember, with the Crossfire 3 or the Crossfire 2, both really good boots. And again, for those, a little bit more narrow fit, and they do offer a little bit more impact protection just because you're getting a little bit more plastic, and you do have more replaceable parts on those. We have spotlights on those boots if you want to check those out. But I'm a fan of the Atojo. I think they did a great job with this boot. I'm excited to go riding this thing. I will do a ride review, but overall, props to Sidi for making a new boot, giving the people what they want, and I like that they brought the price down too. If you have questions or comments, we want to get those answers, so make sure to leave those below. As you can see, a lot of cool colorways to choose from, and to pick yours up today, all you got to do is click on the link or head over to RockyMountainATVMC.com. Remember, orders over $75 ship free. If you guys like this product spotlight, get subscribed to the Rocky Mountain YouTube channel because we got a lot more great videos just like the one you saw today. So be sure to check those out and stay up to date. I am Chase. We'll see you on the trails.